Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. Today's show is all business. You know, it's hard to find a business out there that doesn't want to succeed. I mean, it seems kind of crazy just to say that out loud, right? But many times, despite our education and our training as a business executive, our best efforts wind up backfiring. Why is that? We're smart enough to recognize the fact that we need to increase workflow or perhaps achieve consistent results across our platform. All of these things can lead us to roll out various processes like these.
Lean Six Sigma, ORSA, ISO.
And those programs all have their place. But according to Dr. Ferrier, author of the new book, Professionalizing Strategic Systems Management for Business and Organizational Success, says here's why these common techniques used to improve businesses oftentimes don't work.
What I found out as I led teams that use those different processes in order to complete the change is that there are holes in all of them somewhere. And it depends on how they are integrated, who integrates them, and who approves the buy-in of those integrations and how long they last. And they usually don't last long enough to get continuous improvement.
He says what's really important is first understanding the concepts that lead up to the decision-making within the organization. It's why the subtitle of his book is Introducing the CCIM Three-Leg Stool.
The first leg is personnel. What I really found, and it kind of surprised me in the beginning, was that if you have a job description, that job description may not change for 10 or 15 years. But how you do that job and those things within that job descriptions do change, and they change quite a bit.
And he makes a great point. Let's take a look at the current job that you're holding right now. If you left that job today and you came back 2 to 5 years later, the way that job is being done would be very different. In fact, it can change anywhere from 20 to 50%, especially if it's a tech job. The second leg of the stool is equipment and technology. And a good way to summarize this leg is you can be on the right track and still get run over by the train. Here's what he means by that.
You can have a product that is really, really ahead of its time and selling very, very well. And all of a sudden, people know that it's making money. You're going to have more competition because people say, hey, we can do that too. And that's normal. That's business. And you have to anticipate that. When you are developing things and you think, oh, things are great right now, part of that money that says things are great right now needs to be put back into more research and development so that you can stay ahead of the competitor and create barriers so that they don't jump into your market space.
So at the risk of oversimplifying, we're talking about the 3 Ps: policy, processes, and procedures. They must all tie together to promote organizational sustainability if you want to grow and stay competitive.
If your job description changes, so must the processes that bring them to fruition, because processes are a derivative from procedures. I mean, if the procedures change, so does the processes. It has to. So, and of course, then the processes lead right into policy and so forth in the corporate world. So I know those folks will understand that. But once they see it, it all of a sudden goes, hey, you know, we should look at that because we are here and we are starting to get some competition out there. And when they look at those 3 legs first, they go, okay, here's a way. Let's read a little further. And so it becomes a reference book for them, and they begin training it in their own organization, which, you know, may cut out a few consultants such as me, but you know what? If they use continuous improvement throughout those processes, then they get there and they understand it. And the next person that comes in to fill a void when someone leaves the organization, all of a sudden now they have a system in place that changes with their environments.
As a business consultant since 1992, Dr. Ferrier has worked with small and medium-sized companies in both the military and the private sectors to better integrate and help them increase their profits.
It's not about me or how important I am as an author. It's about how important it is for the business, because I want to see us become leaders again in this country and not be followers.
Dr. Ferrier is a smart man with a wealth of information in his new book, Professionalizing Strategic Systems Management for Business and Organizational Success. It's a great resource, and there's a link to it right in the show notes. And that will do it for this edition of Newsgram.